In this video, I'm going to be describing how this matrix automatically perpetuates shame just by existing in it. So, in the beginning, you did nothing wrong. You existed as pure awareness, everything and nothing. There was nothing to be done. And then you were thrown into an animal body. We are living in the bodies of the most evolved intellectual animal on this planet. But we're still an animal. Well, our true essence isn't, but we're locked in this animal body. The problem is when spirit mixes with carnage, with the carnal nature of this world. That's the problem, is that the spirit is rejecting what it's experiencing. Gunshots outside, there it is, synchronicity. So when the spirit is forced in this carnal existence, it is observing what this animal is doing. It's observing this animal's behavior and it's identifying with it. To exist in this world is to be born of sin. It is impossible to, and what sin actually means is, sin is self-harm. That's what sin actually means. It's not, oh, I did something bad, so some external deity hates me for it. No. It is doing something that you know you're not supposed to do that negatively affects, your perception of yourself, your energy levels, your consciousness, and it's not to guilt you or shame you either, by the way. It's just what it is, right? It's not good or bad, it's what we are experiencing. Regardless, when you observe this animal and you attach to it, you have no choice but to be shameful because you are identifying with a predetermined carnal ape creature. It's like if I put your perception onto let's say a lion, and I tricked you into identifying with that lion, but with the same morals of a human, you would be incredibly shameful because you're forced in a circumstance where the only means of survival is to take the energy away from another living creature. And you're not even the one doing it. You're just watching the biological mechanism do what it was programmed to do. And it's the same with the human body. You are just watching this biological program. You are not it, but because we are tricked into identifying with it, we adopt this thing called shame. And this is why people are hypocrites, because if you truly believe that God was all powerful, then that would mean you have no control. If you have no control, that means there's nothing to be shameful of, because you've done nothing. Literally, you are not the doer. But there are people who believe that God is all powerful, and on the same token, they believe that they have free will, which is a complete contradiction. But, people create stories that influence their narcissism. So they'll take all the things they'll take all the things from religion that benefit them, and discard the rest. Because they're not interested in truth. Most people are interested in perpetuating the addiction of this realm. If somebody around you is addicted to this realm, whether it be addicted to positive emotions or addicted to negative emotions, they inherently want to, it's almost like a body jumping parasite. Like, it wants you to be addicted as well to these emotions. So because they're addicted to this realm, they want you to be addicted to this realm. And it's annoying because clearly the person, not the person, but whatever is observing this false reality wants to leave. I want to leave right now. I want to disappear from this material existence. And yet my words fall on deaf ears. There's some animal in the forest right now bleeding to death, and there's nothing comforting them. They're alone. So anytime you feel as though you should feel shame as if you did something wrong, like, oh my, I'm in my circumstances right now because it's my fault. How naive to think that you had any control over the billions upon infinite causes and effects, and the butterfly effect that's rippling through every fractal of existence. This meat suit controls nothing. The spirit is powering this experience. It's not the body. The body is just a participant. Well, I guess you could say that the observer is just a participant as well. It's so paradoxical. It's so funny. Reality is so inherently paradoxical that even when you find truth, next week there's a new truth, and the week after that there's a new truth. Because the reality is folding in on itself. Look at your perception right now. Don't specifically stare at one particular object. Just try to stare at your awareness. As hard as you can, stare at your awareness. Do it right now. If you do it correctly, you'll realize your awareness is not anywhere in particular. And it's not being created from anything but itself. It is self-sustaining. It is literally creating itself. It doesn't need water, it doesn't need food, it doesn't need sleep. Your conscious awareness is creating itself infinitely. It's folding in on itself. You can literally see it if your attention is strong enough. The awareness is coming from nowhere, and yet it's in every corner of everything. And it's hard to explain with words because, words work off of duality. Words are so stupid, man. We're not even, we're literally telepathic beings. I promise you we are. I've experienced it. I'll never say anything on this channel that I haven't personally experienced. Except for the like deep indies. I've had an indie, but not like deep where people are talking entities and shit. Like, I haven't gone that far, but I've gone through the like first stage of an NDA. Anyway, I'm doing too much yapping. Essentially, this video is about shame and perception, and yeah, I hope it helped.